Today's lesson, you're going to be graphing linear and system of inequalities. We've done this, before. Everything is reviewed that we're going over, but it's things that you need to know for that STAAR test, guys. It's already here. Like, this is the last 5 days that we have. You're going to be testing next week on Tuesday for Algebra, Wednesday for Biology. And so we got 5 more days. Monday, we'll probably I'll tell you where we're going to be. We'll go over maybe just like test-taking type of strategies, like make sure you eliminate answers and stuff like that.
How would you make it right?
You need at least, I would say, go with 25 questions. There's 54 total. They might have 60 because you know how they always have those extra problems, like 6 field test questions. But try to get at least 25 right. Like, go through the booklet and see if, okay, I know I got this one right, I know I got this one right, and try to get at least 25, okay? Of course, you want more if you want commended. If you want commended, you need at least, 42 right in order to get commended. And honestly, when in doubt, graph it out. Like, 22, remember when we did that activity, 22 questions you could do on the calculator on the graph app alone. That's just a graph app. That's not spreadsheet. That's not the store option. That's not, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to be able to answer so many much more. So I think everybody's going to be fine. Like, honestly, I feel really good about it. I really feel like everybody's going to do awesome because a lot of you did awesome on the benchmark, and now you're going to even be more awesome because we've gone over some of the stuff that you kind of forgot on the benchmark. So I think you're going to be fine. And that was last year's test. Like, that test y'all took, the benchmark, it was last year's test. So you got to see firsthand what it looks like. So I think you're going to be fine. Now, on these today, I wanted to go over them because I know some of you tend to forget about the shading, the ones where you have to shade. So that's what this lesson is about. It's about the ones where you have to shade. So I want you to go ahead and turn on your calculators and let's graph the inequality. These are called inequalities. They have a less than symbol or a greater than equal to symbol. Sometimes they have 2 inequalities and they call them systems. So let's go ahead and graph this one right here. Go to your graph app. Now when you're trying to graph these, you need to change the equal sign. So watch, when you hit delete so that you can change it, it pulls up all the inequalities. Remember that little screen that has like relations on it? Well, it also has all the inequalities that you need. So like this number 2 would be the one that you would need for this one. And then just type it in. So let's see, what was it? Negative 2x plus 4. So negative 2. And then x plus 4. So these are the ones where you have to shade. This is what you guys tend to forget though. Be very careful. You tend to forget to click on the line. Because when you first do it, it looks solid, but when you actually go and you click on the line, you can tell right away, uh-oh, this is not solid. This is a dotted line. And that's a big deal, because if a point lands on the dotted line, it is not a solution. So if they ask you, like, which one of the points is a solution, don't pick one that's on this dotted line. You would need to pick one that's over here where the shaded part is. So this is what you can do. This is why this lesson's good, because it's going to remind you of some of the things we've done in the past. First of all, let's go ahead and kind of graph it. Let's do the trace. Go ahead and do menu 5-1. That way you can put the little trace on it. Notice the y-intercept is 0, 4. And then if we scroll down, you can see what your x-intercept is, which is 2, 0. And we can plot those 2 points on the graph. So on the graph that they have for you right here, let's graph 0, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's do the 2, 0, which was your x-intercept. Let's make a dotted line, because remember it was dotted. So you're going to make a dotted line like this, connecting the points. And then you can use like a marker or a highlighter, whatever you've got, and let's shade this part. Less means you're going to shade below the line, because it's less. So you would shade. So all the points that are in that area, that shaded, are the answers. They're the solution. There's a lot of solutions to these. It's not just like one answer. It's a lot of answers. So here it says, which of the following points are solutions, right? Yes or no, and explain. So what we can do, remember that we can plot points using menu 811. So let's plot negative 2, 3 to see where it ends up. So right here, let's do menu. Remember, you can do this on the STAAR too. Go to menu, go to geometry, which is 8, go to number 1, which is points and lines, and then go to number 1 again, 811. And remember, you have to open the parentheses and then type in each number with a enter. So like, what's the first number? Negative 2? So you would type in negative 2, press enter, and then 3, enter. So is that a yes or no?
Yes.
That's a yes. Why?
Wait, because it's in the shaded area.
Because it's in the shaded
I
area.
gotta have you on the line.
No, the reason they shade it is because all of these points in here are answers. It cannot be on the dotted line. This is a dotted line, so none of those points on the line are actually answers because it's dotted. If it was solid, then yes. So no, this is a yes. You're going to put yes, this is an answer. And why? Because it was shaded. It's in shaded. Now how about 0, 0? And you can plot it over here on the graph if you want to too. Like over here, it's what? Negative 2, up 3, 1, 2, 3 right there. So you can kind of see that it is in the shaded. How about 0, 0?
Yes.
That's a yes. Look, it's going to be right there. You can plot it, practice plotting it on your calculator, menu 811. And then you open the parentheses, you put 0, enter, 0, enter, boom, it's in the shaded. So put yes, and then you can put shaded. Like if you want to keep it simple, just put yes, and then put shaded. What about 3, 5?
No.
No.
That's a no. If you look over here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's going to be a no. Why? Because it's in the blank, right? In blank area, or just put in blank space. And then what about 2, 0?
No.
2, 0 is what? Right on the line, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's a no because it's dotted. Say no, dotted line. If it was solid, then it would be a yes. So no, it's not an answer. Okay. So very simple. These are very simple. I don't want you to get these wrong. Like, you know, you have a calculator that will graph them. You just need to understand where the answers are. The answers are in the shaded part. That's why they color it in. And they're also on solid lines, but not dotted. Okay, so you do have to click on the line. So try the next one. Let's go ahead and try the next one. So again, click on the graph app. Practice with me. Hit the delete button. This time it's greater than and equal to. So this is actually going to be a solid line.
So it can be on the line.
Yes.
And it has to be on the shaded.
Yes, in the shaded always, and on this one on the line because it's solid line. If you click on it, like it looks solid, but make sure you click on it to make sure. And you can see that it is a solid line. So when we plot our points, we're going to look for them to see where they end up. Let's go ahead and graph it though. Let's do a menu 5-1. Like we can do menu 5-1 when you want to pick some points off the line so you can graph it. So look, we can graph 0, 1. What's another good point? The x-intercept is negative 0.50, but you know what? Let's find a better one. We got 0, 1. Let's look for another whole number. Anybody find one yet? 3, 7. Look at that. 3, 7. So 3, 7, 0, 1. That way we can graph it on the paper. So let's do 3, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect right there. 0, 1. And then it's a solid line. Make sure you draw a solid line. So when you connect them, it's got to be a solid line. And then shade in the greater than means above the line. So look at your calculator, you can kind of see where the shaded part is. So anything in the shaded and solid is an answer, it's a solution. So if they ask you, like, is one of these is a solution, you can check them, and you can plot them. So let's do menu 811, so y'all can practice. Like, you really should practice this, so that way it's fresh in your mind when you go into the test. So let's do, what, -3, +4. So -3, enter, 4, enter. Is that an answer?
Yes.
Yes. Look where it's at, it's in the shaded part. So right here, we're going to put yes, shade, like shaded. Keep it simple. If you don't want to write a whole sentence, just put yes, shaded. How about 0, 1?
Yes.
0, 1's right on the line. It's actually your y-intercept. Since it's solid, it's a yes. That's correct. It's right on the line, but it's okay. It's a solid line. So here, you're going to put yes, solid line. And then how about 2, -3?
No.
That one, let me grab this one, the 1, 2, 3, and it was up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gosh, you can't see that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's on my computer. And then 0, 1 was right on the line, so that one was okay. 2, -3 is not, right? It's in the blank space, so that one is about right here. How about the next one?
Yes.
No.
Next one is no. Where did it end up?
In the blank.
In the blank also? So this one was no. So let's put blank, space or area, or whatever you want to call it. And then this is a yes or no?
Yes.
That's a yes. It went 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right there. So yep, it's in the shaded. Alright, so the next one, and last year they didn't test this, but they added some new stuff on the test this year. And this is one of the things they added. It's still an inequality, but there's 2 of them. So you're going to graph both of them, and where they overlap, where the shading overlaps, that's where your answers are, right? Y'all remember that?
Yes.
So let's try it. I mean, let's practice it, because it is a little different. There's 2 of them, but it's kind of the same type of problem. So let's see. Let's grab this one right here. Y is greater than or equal to x minus 1. So remember, hit delete. So y is greater than or equal to x minus 1. Make sure that I entered that right. Yep. So hit enter, and then hit tab. Hit the tab and enter the second one on the same screen. And where they and you're going to have to use, for that one, probably relations, if it's not already up. Yeah, it's already up there. So you just type it in, 2x minus y. And then don't forget where the symbols are. They're right here. Look, behind the equal sign, there are symbols right there in blue behind the equal sign. So hit control, hit the equal sign, and it pulls up all the little symbols you need. We need a less than symbol. So I'm going to pick this one. And then, what is that, 3?
Yes.
And where they overlap, where the shading, where the gray and the purple overlap each other, where, in other words, where it was darker, right?
Mhm.
The purple got much darker. That's where they're overlapping. That's where your answers are. That's where your solutions are. Now, are the 2 lines, they're also on the lines, but are they solid or dotted? One is dotted. Okay, so don't pick an answer that's like right here on this part of the dotted line. And you can here, because this is solid. So it's okay if they were here, from here to here, not here, and then all over here are your answers. So let's see where they end up, so we can practice that one. So let's try 0, -1. You know what? First, let's graph it. Let's graph it. Menu 5, 1. That way we can pick some points off the line. So like on this line, we can graph 0, -1. So let's graph it right here. 0, -1. And let's find another one. I'm going to go up a little bit. Let's see. What is the x-intercept? Okay, that's a good x-intercept. 1, 0. That's easy to plot. So right there. And then remember, this one is solid, because this is the line that's going up like that, so that's going to be a solid line. So when you draw it, make sure you make it solid. So like when you connect these two little points, make it a solid line. And then we need to grab the other one. I'm going to jump to the other one. So you have to use the up or down arrows to jump to the other one. And then I'm going to, let's see, let's look for a point we can use. We can use 0, -3 for that one. So right here I'm going to plot 0, -3. And then let me find another one. Let me scroll up. See if we can, 1.50, that's not bad. That's right on the x-axis. 1.50 is a good point. So right here, 1.5. Right there, between 1 and 2. Now that one is dotted. Make sure you make that a dotted line. So when you connect those two, it needs to be dotted. Oops, mine's not dotted. What happened? Oh, I need to select it. So right there, something like that. And then where they overlap is only right here. So if I were you, I would only shade this part where they actually overlap each other. All is real thick. Yeah. So right there. So remember, the answers are going to be in the shaded part. You might want to write it out. Like that way you have it on your notes. So that way if you guys go back and study this, right here in the shaded part. So I'm going to put shaded. And also right here, look, right here on this line from right here to here is going to be okay. Over here, not okay. Okay? So solid is, it's okay for it to be on the solid line. I'm going to put it right here, solid line. But the part that's dotted, it's not okay. So let's plot these points and see where they end up. So like the first one, menu, let's do menu 811. And let's plot the first one. The first one's what, 0, -1?
Yeah.
And that one is on the solid part. So that one's okay. Is it solid? Wait a minute, is it solid?
Yeah.
Let me double check. Yes, right there it was. So that one's okay. So right there we can say yes, it's on the solid line, or yes, solid. How about 3, 3? And you could plot it here. 3, 3 would be 1, 2, 3, and then up 1, 2. Okay, no, it's over here. It's shaded there, right? But it's not where they overlapped. Like it's shaded there, but it's not where they share the same shading. Like you want to find out where they overlapped. And so when you plot 3, 3, you can see that it is in the shaded part, but that's not the correct shaded part. Okay? It looks like it's on the line, so you need to be careful with that. Sometimes they look like they're on the line. And then, what about the next one? This one was no, not overlap. I would say not overlap shaded, like overlapping shaded. And then -5, 4, how about that one? Would be what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. So that one, yes, it's on the overlap shaded part, so overlapping shading. And then how about 6, -2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's going to be a no. That's in the blank space. So nope, blank. Space. So just remember overlapping. Now the best thing to do with those is clear your calculator out, because when it shades, it'll do red and blue, and red and blue make purple, so it'll always be in the purple part. In other words, if I would have done a control, like right here, if I would have done Control N, and I would have inputted them again, watch this. I think this is the best thing to do with these, is you type it in. First one was what? greater than or equal to, what, x minus 1? So watch, it's going to make this one blue, and then when you hit tab and type in the other one, it makes it red, and then blue and red make purple. So I think that's going to be the best, because then you know, oh, okay, I need to just go with the purple part. You know, it's easier to remember it. So like right here was what? Greater? The other one? Less? And then what was it, 3? Yeah. So watch this. That's going to be red, and then you would go with the purple part. Because one shaded red, one shaded blue, and then you can see that it would be the purple section where they overlap, because red and blue, like when you mix red and blue colors, it'll turn it purple. Like if you've ever colored Easter eggs, red and blue will always make purple. So that might be the best thing for you. That way you know exactly where that overlapping shade is. Sometimes it's hard to tell. It's always like the darker section is what it is. Alright, any questions on that? So I do want to give you some practice problems, and then tomorrow I'll do the Kahoot for Friday's lesson and then today's lesson. Now, if you are absent Friday, who is absent Friday? Because I need to give you your makeup work. Rita only?
Only 2.
Okay. So let me get you your makeup work so that way y'all are ready for it also tomorrow. So practice, these are the way they presented problems in the past. Like these are some good practice problems for the STAAR test on this lesson. Remember that sometimes they'll graph it, or sometimes they want to know is a specific solution, any solution. So only Frida and Alanis were out. We had a cut case, and then we had a might want to get the notes from somebody in your group. This was a credit case, and the other one was Thursday? Okay, let me get you Thursday. Does anybody else sat on Thursday and didn't get the makeup for Thursday? Thursday. So it's just